First came Fatalis, the wyvern of destiny, the monster atop all black dragons supreme. The generations rolled on, crimson hues and white flashes, but Fatalis drew. Then Elatrion, his legend grew, all 5 elements, a whirlwind of power. Diamoralis emerged next, a boiling sea, a walking extinction. But then, the 4th gen, the 5th, brought nothing new. There was no more black dragons that any of us.
Really? Excuse us.
Okay, in the mainline, I'm talking about the mainline series. And I, ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all. Think that should change. We have enjoyed title updates many now. We've got our fires of flaming, we've got our bubbles of violet, and our risen of Camellias. But there is still more to come. Our mysterious title update 3 and any and all beyond that. So the question, of course, becomes, what is likely to happen? Or perhaps the question is better, what should happen? Because of course, I think what we all would love is a new monster. Like us getting Safi'jiiva out of nowhere in Iceborne, that was something none of us could ever see coming, and he was utterly magnificent both in fight, but also lore. His power, the Red Dragon, confirmed to be the equal of Fatalis, and therefore you could argue technically was a new first-class dangerous monster at the tippy top of the Monster Hunter echelon, but still not a black dragon. And it has been a while since a new black dragon. Of course, since the 3rd gen, where we got both Elatrion and Diamoralis. And while I would love to see Diamoralis again, it's of course impractical without underwater combat or a complete reimagining of him. And we got a absolutely masterpiece of a rendition of both Elatrion and Fatalis in Iceborne. I can't imagine a better way of realizing those encounters, and they heralded the end of Iceborne in the most beautiful way. It was the perfect climax, and seeing both Elatrion and Fatalis again so soon, I think would definitely be the wrong move and take away from that incredible full stop. But at the same time, I am itching for a new monster that is quite literally the Black Dragon. Like the blazing Black Dragon, like the smelting Black Dragon, something that bears the title officially in its name. So to me, the ideal would be, of course, the final title update of Sunbreak to give us a new Black Dragon as the epic final battle to bring it all home before the next Monster Hunter takes us into the 6th gen and everything that will hold. I think that would be awesome, especially given the setting. We're in Sunbreak, we've got this medieval, this knights and castles. What is more tied to a classic dragon than knights and castles? That kind of Arthurian setting, where a noble knight would slay the fierce fire-breathing beast, but give us something to really encapsulate that. We've slayed the demon, so now let us slay true the dragon. Not an elder dragon, the dragon. The next black dragon in line, and claim our name in the history books, glorious forever as worthy knights of Elgardo. Or something along those lines, but you get where I'm going with that, right? But at the same time, it's of course a big ask to invent, create, and do an entire new monster, especially Black Dragon, for a title update. Even in World and Iceborne, that did not happen a lot. We got returning monsters. So the question is then, should it be a completely new Black Dragon, or should it be, once again, a returning one?
¿Por qué no los dos?
And you may be asking yourself, what? How can you do both a new one and a returning one at the same time? That doesn't make any sense. It's got to be one or the other, right? Well, there was a hint at that at the start. You could, of course, go to Monster Hunter Online and look at something like Mephistophelen, who basically is just, what if Fatalis was a skeleton and also had Elatrion powers? And while it's a badass concept, It's obviously Monster Hunter Online, and definitely unreasonable to expect that to essentially ever happen, and again, I think it's too close to the two main black dragons, in Fatalis and Elatrion. But there lies another. Frontier is, well, on the table. The Pandora's box is open. We know that. We have gotten two monsters, granted both Espinasses, but still two monsters from Frontier. So what better way to have one hell of a climactic ending to Sunbreak than disufiroa, the black dragon, the first-class dangerous monster of Frontier, to have the canonically most powerful monster in Frontier, even if mechanically not so, as, you know, many and more got added after, and as an MMO it had to power creep, but still, the Frozen Seraphim Dragon. Of course, not technically Black Dragon in title, but he is part of that elite group of first-class dangerous monsters, of which the other three Black Dragons and Mertha Stiflin are the exclusive members, so certainly qualifies for what I'm kind of after here. And he is a very interesting creature. A dweller of the world's end, an apocalyptic blood-red landscape of ice and stillness, and fighting him under the ultimate blood-red moon would kind of thematically bring it home too. That is something I think could be done very well, and while I am a bit back and forth on his design, it certainly is striking, and I do love the fact that he is a Frozen Seraphim user, an element of his own creation, and uniquely his, a combination twixt fire, dragon, and ice. It is quite the spectacle, and quite the thing to go up against. So imagine a world where the final armor set, the Fatalis equivalent, the power creep to end it all when nothing else matters anymore at the very end of Sunbreak, is disufiroa. On the world's end, or a similar map, the final battle for the kingdom, a black dragon level monster in that group to really test us, and to really say, hey, yeah, Frontier. That is an idea that brings me great excitement. Whether it's realistic or not, I don't know. But the main goal here is to put across how much I want to see a new Black Dragon level monster, and how much I hope that the final title update, if not one before, brings us a new monster of that tier of power to add forever to those ranks, to make that group of 5 become a group of 6. And I think Sunbreak ultimately does deserve to have that Fatalis level encounter to remember it by, as Iceborne will eternally have its quite literally Fatalis encounter to remember it by too. I would love to know what you guys think on that front, if you like disufiroa, if you would choose it over a new Black Dragon or equivalent monster, but I just get the feeling that we can't go every single title update without a completely new monster, and if you're gonna do a new monster, if you're only gonna do one, well then go all out, make it ungodly powerful, make it the finale, and give us a new something Black Dragon. You know? We'll see what happens though. Of course, this is pure speculation, wishes and wants. I am absolutely loving the title updates, and I think we are getting some fantastic additions to an absolutely fantastic game, and I have no doubt whatever comes our way will make us want to play and play, and that's truly the most important thing at the end of the day. But I would love to know your thoughts on my thoughts, so that I can read your thoughts on my thoughts and have new thoughts based on your thoughts on my thoughts, and thus our thoughts combine and grow and evolve like a Pokemon and or caterpillar, depending on which metaphor most interests you. For now though, like you've enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more, consider supporting the future of this channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Cotton and hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.